Hello and welcome to your Empowered Astrology Forecast with yours truly, Sarah McCallum, the Cosmic Finder. And this is for the week of March 13th, 2023. So this week, the moon will be waning. We celebrated a full moon in Virgo recently. So now the moon begins to decrease in light, making its way back to the new moon phase. So this is considered the waning moon phase. And while we are all collectively in this waning moon phase, it is suggested to rest and surrender and just take it easy rather than try to force or push through. The moon will shift from Sagittarius into Capricorn, into Aquarius, and into Pisces over the course of this week. So while the moon is in Sagittarius, I suggest that you tap into your studies, your higher learning activities, anything that can help you to expand the mind and to dive into mental pursuits that are explorative. Again, Sagittarius loves to explore uncharted territory, and Sagittarius does like to move the body, but while the moon is waning, it may feel a little bit more comfortable to instead explore and expand the mind and pursue those types of activities on a mental plane. When the moon shifts into Capricorn, you can tap into the foundation of your business. You can tap into the structure of your routines, maybe your plans for the following year, because we are finishing up an astrological year, and we will start a fresh astrological year with the spring equinox. So this could be a good time to refine or reflect upon some of those structural topics, but also take care of the bones of the body, the structure of your physical vessel, and perhaps use the foam roller or apply some sort of a topical anti-inflammatory if you're feeling stiff, or even visit the chiropractor. When the moon shifts into Aquarius, this is a great time to be innovative. This could be a great time to tap into business activities related to technology, social media, work on the computer. All of those types of activities may feel a little bit easier while the moon is in Aquarius. And once the moon shifts into Pisces at the tail end of this week, I suggest that you tap into spiritual pursuits, meditate. Maybe you could create art. Things that are a little bit more fantasy rich are great activities for Pisces moon types of days. Now, I want to also mention that on March the 14th, we will all be experiencing a third quarter moon. And with that, it is suggested to soften, to let go of any type of habit that you feel like is not serving you, to surrender to outside circumstances, and just allow things to progress naturally. So don't dig in your heels, don't resist, don't try to effort too much. Just lean in a little bit more to the surrender of the current moment. All right. Now, Mercury will square Neptune on March the 14th as well. And again, a square can feel like one planetary energy is at odds with another or is creating tension with another. Mercury is the planet that governs Gemini and Virgo. It helps us to bring our thoughts into form. It dictates the way in which we think and communicate. And Neptune is the planet that governs Pisces. It is related to our dream world. It is related to imagination. So what this means is you perhaps may receive a lot of interesting downloads. You may receive some potent messages from spirit, some divine guidance, but you may also have a hard time communicating clearly what it is that you'd like to say because of this imaginative energy. So you may be seeing the world through this lens of fantasy, but you also want to be mindful of the fact that being able to verbalize things in a rational or realistic manner may be challenging. And that can also play a part in the way in which you receive information as well. On March the 15th, the sun will conjoin Neptune. So the sun is the luminary that governs Leo. And the conjunction is one in which each planet or luminary is bringing strength to the other. So you may feel quite compassionate towards your friends, your neighbors, your community, your loved ones. You may have a really active dream life, and it would be wise for you to grab your journal, put it next to your bedside table, and upon waking, go ahead and just jot down what it is that's coming through. A lot of times we have not only the opportunity to heal in our dreams, but also process and receive some very profound downloads. All right, now we're going to have two personal planets shifting signs this week. We're going to have Venus entering Taurus on March 16th, and there's a lot of different shifts going on that day. So this is kind of a really busy and powerful day, but Venus shifting into Taurus, where it is at home because Venus natally governs Taurus as well as Libra. This may feel very comfortable. It may feel much slower than Venus and Aries. It may feel very sensual, but also security oriented. So I suggest that you work with your hands during this time. You could garden, you could bake, you could massage, you could book yourself a massage. Again, anything that's going to help you tap into embodiment is going to feel really natural and yummy while Venus is in Taurus. And it is going to be slower. Like I said, there may be a little bit of a stubbornness, or you may be desiring more affection or more physical touch from your intimate partner than you were while Venus was in Aries. So just be mindful of that as well. And once Venus moves into Taurus, it's also a good time to tap into practices involving self-worth, worthiness in terms of abundance, things like that as well. Now, Mercury will move into Aries on March 18th. So Mercury in Aries is going to feel a lot faster than previously when Mercury was in Pisces. And we may feel like we need to think things through before we say what we need to say. We may need to slow down a little bit before we communicate. And just generally thinking about how impulsive Aries is. If you're making any big decisions during this time, just be extra mindful of taking things one step at a time. All right, so that is pretty much all I have for you this week of March 13th. I hope that you are all going to enjoy these shifts and work with them in an effective manner. And I will be on to chat with you all next week about the spring equinox. Take care.